I'm back again. Has some technical difficulties, but the movie is really a prerequisite of what's to come in this reality. And I thought the movie Black Panther was really a build-up to Thanos, and I kind of really hate that they come out with this movie so soon, just after releasing Black Panther. But I'm glad that Black Panther broke so many records, so it really doesn't matter. It shows you the power that when we cast a black character, that we really show out for our people. All right. But when we look at the character Thanos, all right, the quick breakdown on that, if people didn't catch that very quickly, that's Thoth and Kronos together, which is Thanos. All right. So what we're looking at is a divine teacher. We're looking at a prophet. We're also looking at the father, and we're also looking at, if we understand the story of Kronos, he eats his children. Now, I thought that to start this movie, the movie starts out, and if you really understand and watch the movie is about him getting these stones, these infinite stones, and these infinite stones are of great value. They're protected, and you have to go, very far to get that. And so, to even kind of get down into the movie, I think first and foremost we got to break down the stones. We got to break down the character of Thanos and exactly what he represents in this movie, and then we can kind of see a lot of the elements. I thought the elements in the movie that really symbolizes the power and the might of Thanos, and why they had to kind of give him back his throne, and that's the kind of the quick breakdown, real quickly. Now, the first stone that he already has, he has the purple stone, which you can see is the first stone that he already has that's in his glove. That stone is very symbolical of vibranium, which is the power over technology or form. All right. And if you can really look at that, that's one of the first forms of enlightenment, that when you do reach enlightenment, you have to get over the idea of form. Form is an idea that when most people, when these tests come, some people are distracted by form, where it can be a righteous person and you treat them like crap. And so for you, form was a distraction. You could not see the inner light within him. So the purple stone that he had was the purple infinite stone. The power over form grants him also the power over technology and the power to also be in touch with his third eye pineal gland, which means it was open, it was activated. And that's what Black Panther showed us, that with a righteous king, a true righteous king, he has to be able to go into that spiritual realm and be able to get answers and be able to kind of divine with the divine, right? To be able to sit down and eat at the dinner table and to get this information. So he already has that stone, all right? And so the first stone that he recovers is that he actually goes and he takes Loki and Thor's stone. Now, if we understand Loki and Thor, he's the god of mischief, all right, the god of deception, all right. Then we have Thor, he's the god of thunder, all right, directness, authority, all right. He's the god that comes down from the heaven, and when he comes, just like when you hear the thunder outside, it lets you know that somebody is outside, somebody of great power and authority is outside, all right, or someone, and that's what we're looking at. So when he comes, he takes the first two stones. One would be the power, is what Thor says. He says that they took the power of space, all right, and then they took the stone of power, all right, which they call the Tesseract, all right, which I like to call also the Star of David, all right. And so those two, the Star of Space, I would say, is more so Loki's, right, because he's the god of mischief, right. And to be able to quantify space and to make yourself to spread yourself out, it's almost like being able to see the many versions of yourself. And if you watch the movie, there was a part in the movie where the green girl was going to kill him, but just like, as you know, he used a deception illusion, and so when she went to kill him, she killed an illusion. All right, so that was Loki's power that he took. He took all these gods' power and he brought it back within himself. All right, so at this point, he has three stones, which would be the purple stone, which would be the stone of form, and then he takes the blue stone, all right, which would be the power of the gods, which is the Star of David. All right, then there's also the power of space, and so he also he has to get another stone. And just to let you know, what happened at the very start of the movie is the gatekeeper. All right, the gatekeeper is killed. All right, so what that also symbolizes is that the gates to heaven is now closed. All right, no one can now enter. All right, Thanos, he closed that. He killed that dude. He's no longer there. All right, so the next stone that he takes the green stone, which is the earth stone, and deals with time. It deals with the time, dealing with the matrix being able to rewind time. And so, you know, the reason why this movie is called Avengers: The Infinite War is because he's going about and he's this quest of absolute power. All right, it's just like unifying the WBF, the WBC, and the IBF boxing heavyweight belts, and he's bringing it all into one. All right, but instead, what they're showing is that these different stones, these are all really divine traits, and these all goes back into the quest of him becoming, the Most High. All right, and so he has to go to all these different places to go get it. All right, and so you can obviously tell he had the stone of form. All right, he went up to the gods and he took the stone of power and the stone of space. All right, he took the stone of time from Doctor Strange. He had to go to death, and he had to deal with death itself. And death said, "Hey, I don't even want to possess this damn power, but you can take it, and it comes with a hellified sacrifice." And so, if we watch that movie, is that when he got the Soul Stone, he was able to also deal with all souls, to judge souls. All right, that means that he himself, he has the weight to just take somebody's life and not have any consequence for him doing that, because he now owns that power, meaning that he was willing to sacrifice his greatest love to have this power, to show his dedication to being, the person who carries this stone and holds it. All right, and so the last stone they was trying to guard. All right, and this was, I think this is the very last stone that they took, and they tried to, just help and destroy the stone, but unfortunately, he was somebody who controlled time, and he was able to go back, help the dude, resurrect the dude through time, and take the stone, which represent infinite wisdom. All right, and so that was from the computer that pretty much Iron Man built. This is almost like him taking all of Iron Man's work and having all of infinite wisdom as the gold stone in his hand. And so once he receives all stones, right, then game's over. All right. So I thought there was some other key elements in the movie. One element is seeing the Hulk. Who would ever thought that Hulk would be afraid of Thanos? And the reason why is because, the Hulk, not only did he get his ass whooped, he realized that his anger cannot be used against him. That this pure anger cannot be used, or what I like to call pure chaos, cannot be used against chaos that's been, intelligent. And if you ever watched the movie, when you watch Thanos kick the Hulk's ass, he wasn't just hitting him with pure might. He was hitting him strategically in pressure points that broke him down. And so through the whole course of the movie, whenever they tried to get the Hulk to come out, the Hulk would not come out. The Hulk was punked. He was afraid. There was nothing that he could do to really change, what Thanos really did to him. So that was a key element, that when we look at this era, that anger, anything like that, anger, rage cannot be used against his king. He will kick your ass in the process of using that. So when we look at this whole movie is really about the king's quest. The king's quest for him to go about the whole world. Not only did he just go about to the earth, he went to the place they call it Neverworld. I think it's like a place that doesn't even exist, right? But he went there. He also went to the gods and he took that place. So this is a war that takes place all over Earth, outside of time, and in a place that doesn't even exist. All right. So when we look at that, this is, they're telling you who this character is, but there's so much confusion because the witchcraft in these movies is when you look at Iron Man, you look at Captain America, you look at all the Avengers. They made these heroes, even Black Panther. They made these heroes for us to believe in. This is the witchcraft part, that we believe in these characters. We emotionally we want them to win. So with our emotions, we're pulling, we're hoping. And so this is when they show these movies on the big screen. We're all hoping and wanting, all right, this dude Thanos to lose. But guess what? Thanos is the original king. Thanos is prime creator. Thanos has all the power, all infinite power that deals with all aspects of time. It deals with soul, which deals with soul deals with all of time, right? Not just the little time slot of this life, but all of time, right? And then we're looking at all of infinite wisdom having the greatest computer base in your damn hand, right? Then we're looking at having the power of the gods it was at the point at the end of the movie where they had no but they had no choice but to give him his power. They had no choice because his power alone. It was like in the movie whenever someone tried to do something evil or to shoot something or even tried to kill themselves, he just changed that very object itself into like butterflies or bats or something where not even metal itself people couldn't even harm themselves with items when he was around because he could do everything to change time. So when you look at Thanos, Thanos is originally he's Thoth. He's Father Time. He's and when you look at all the movies, he's the person that when he comes, the gates is closed. No one can now enter heaven. So what I really loved about the movie was in this movie they actually give the villain his power. They actually said, "Hey, we cannot deal with him. He's too much for all of us. All of us, they went to all the galaxies. They didn't just use the Avengers from here. They went outside. They went to the Guardians of the Galaxy. They brought them into it. They brought several different characters from different movies into this one movie to fight this one dude Thanos. All right, so it lets you know that if all those super people with superheroes and superpowers cannot stop Thanos, then it lets you know that Thanos is prime creator. Thanos has all the power of creation. All right, that's what they let you know when they were fighting Thanos, and the whole object is that Doctor Strange said that if we can occupy him from not using his hand, all right, then we got a chance. It was one chance out of I don't know how many million scenarios that he looked at. He looked at I don't know. I forget that they told me the number in the movie, but it was almost a million scenarios, and they only saw one possible chance of them beating Thanos. All right, so it lets you know that even with the power of time, they could not see a way to beat this guy. All right, so this lets you know that even now, when you look at Christ, the real King that has to come forth to the people, this is what this King has to do. He's doing all this fighting in the heavens. He's doing all this fighting in the worlds that doesn't exist as a world, and he's doing his fighting as well as on earth. So he's doing his fighting on three different planes to be able to come back and have absolute power. And so as you get to the end is where we pretty much see like the rapture. All right, and the reason why we probably wouldn't see it as the rapture is because some of our heroes was taken and some of them was left behind. And that's what the rapture was about. They gave us that main key symbol that when we was able to see this part at the end, they're telling you that this is Christ. All right. And they're let you know that those the Guardians of the Galaxy and even Avengers, they've been fighting Christ the whole time. And they've been stopping him from coming to the public and having his power, right? Or having his day in the sun. And so, and when you get to the end shows you where he goes to this eternal realm where he actually sees his daughter who he had to sacrifice to get this place, but he went back in time and spent time there. And as he went back in time, all right, he was able to go back and reverse. I don't know if he reversed everything or took everything back to one. But one of my kids, after they watched the movie, said, so he hit the reset button. He pretty much did like a reset. And when I heard it, I said, you know what? That is damn right. He did hit the damn reset button. That's exactly what he did. All right. And so that's the whole idea is that when this king gains all absolute power, he resets everything back to one. And if you notice at the end of the movie, he went to the mountains and he was cool. He was finally at peace. This king finally did not no longer have to kill. He understood the consequences it took to have this power. But through the process of him having his power, there was so much sorrow because he lost so many people. Not only did he lose his children fighting this battle, he lost his daughter too. So he lets you know that in this process of becoming king, you give up a lot. There's a great sacrifice. There's a great journey that we all have to take. All right, and this movie is just letting you know is that this movie is almost like, what would I say? Like them surrendering, them waving the white flag and saying, Christ, we give up. We are going to give you back your crown. We see that you are the right hand of God and that your hand moves all of creation. And that's what that whole hand was about when they took on Doctor Strange. They was trying to stop his hand, but that whole hand represent the hand of God. All right. And if you ever watch any of the Egyptian texts or hieroglyphics, all right, they'll show you that one little hand. They'll always show you like a right arm or right hand, or that's more so the hand of God. And so that's what Thanos represented. That's what his rings represent. And just to represent, let you know, I've been doing this before Thanos, all right, but I wear 6 rings myself, so when I saw this movie, I saw the exact resemblance of his rings and what they represented. And for me, it's very much, I would say my rings are very symbolical of what Thanos did. Is that whenever there was a quest or conquering, there was a ring that he received from that quest. All right, and so that's why I've been wearing my rings like this for years. But it's for exact purpose. It's that these rings are protectors. These rings, I've actually understood the whole magic of what palmistry is, of what it is to divine your hands. And so when you see, people like me wearing jewelry on my hands, it's not that I like jewelry. It's that these rings mean something and that they also do a thing for me. All right. So, I don't want to keep talking all day about Avengers, Infinite War. But if you can see exactly what those stones mean, you'll understand that the stones represent the quest to absolute power. So, peace out. I hope you guys go check out that movie. At first, it was Long Live Black Panther. I'm saying Long Live Thanos. Because Thanos is what it's always about. And here's another thing. Before I get off, I was mad about Black Panther because not they used that movie to gather energy from the black people, and they wanted that energy. All right, they wanted to channel that energy for the people to pray for the Black Panther, so that the Black Panther could actually beat Thanos. All right, so they were using energy. They were using us, hoping that we would manifest and believe and pray that this guy Thanos would actually lose. But that's just the intention. Thanos represents a character. Y'all think that Thanos is just a character that they put in the comic book, but he is symbolic, and this is how magic works. Magic works through symbolism. When we use the right symbolism, we use the right pictures, then we cast upon that image. All right. So that's what that movie is about. That movie is definitely you can see the sorcery in it. All right. But I want to let you know that Thanos is Father Time. Thanos is Thoth, the divine teacher. He's also the prophet. They even made a mention of that in that movie. All right. So I'm gonna leave y'all with that. Share this, man. A lot of people are gonna watch Infinite War of the Avengers, and they're not gonna really have a clue about what this is about. But I want y'all to know that Thanos is Christ. Just the same way they tried to depict the Black Panther. The Black Panther is a righteous king. He's an aspect of Christ. All right. But they didn't try to make him to the actual character. Thanos, he's the king. They let you know he's the king of all the heavens. He's the king of all the universe. He's the king of all power, of all of creation. That's what that's all depicting and telling you about. All right. So peace out. I'm gonna let you go with that, and hopefully my depiction of Avengers: Infinite War will give you a good understanding about these rings and about the true symbolism of Thanos.